So, one of the biggest pieces of news this week has been the TikTok ban. The House of Representatives for the U.S. government has essentially passed a bill that said TikTok, you have to either sell to away from ByteDance, de-invest from ByteDance, or you're going to get banned from the United States. TikTok is very popular. It's being used by 170 million Americans, and people are using it not just to dick around. People are using it for education, research, for travel tips, hacks, trying to get from point A to point B. Where are the hidden gems? It's used by people not only by Zoomers, but by older folk, people of a variety of ages, to essentially just find value. People are using it to figure out their trips and make plans. Travel companies see this and they've been trying to capitalize it. They've been building their own videos, working with content creators, creating content that promotes themselves or gets the attention of people who are just scrolling online mindlessly. They're spending money on advertising. The most populars are airlines, booking websites, destinations. They're all just trying to get the attention of the people who are online searching. They're spending a lot of money. And now that's what I've heard from the VP of Global Business Solutions, Stuart Flint, from TikTok. I interviewed him privately, and he gave me some great insight into how it's being used. So it's very much popular by travel companies. And another thing they're using it for is they're trying to reduce their dependence on Google. Google is still the dominant player for search. At the beginning, more expensive when it comes to paid search results and advertising. And you hear from Intrepid Travel and other companies saying, hey, I got to diversify. I got to find ways to get on top of the funnel. So they're paying for more advertising, more content, more production to get in front of viewers who are using TikTok. TikTok's origin story is pretty weird. It was a Chinese app originally, and it somehow made its way into the U.S. It didn't really start getting its big upstart until 2020, when everyone was stuck inside during the pandemic. They were stuck at home and they were playing with apps, and TikTok somewhat just became the reservoir for people's aspirations and dreams when it came to travel. People went on it, they stuck with it, and it kept growing its user base. And then eventually just got big as the borders are open, people were allowed to travel. So it got a real fresh start in 2020. Fast forward to today, and now 107 million people are using it for a variety of purposes. TikTok has big ambitions. The TikTok executive I spoke with told me that they eventually want to get into commerce, and they could potentially involve selling travel on the platform. They already sell beauty products and fashion products, which are pretty popular, and they do it through content creators who essentially just sell it through the TikTok shop. And travel is potentially going to be on there, but with this whole ban, what's going to happen is it's going to stop the entire process. TikTok's growth is going to come to an end, and TikTok, I think, if there is a ban, it'll do more to damage TikTok than the travel industry. The travel industry will move on. They'll replace it. They already have alternatives like Instagram, which has created Instagram Reels, and YouTube, which has YouTube Shorts. And from the people I've spoken to, they'll tell you, all right, well, we'll lose TikTok, but we'll just switch over. I remember I did a story a few years ago when I spoke with the tourism boards of Utah, Arkansas, and a bunch of other states that had their TikToks banned by the governor. Well, they did. They told me that they simply just pivoted to Instagram Reels, and it was if no big deal, because the reality is, TikTok has a space, but a lot of the space of TikTok is shared with Instagram Reels. The content creators, they have their own audiences there, so it's easy to transition. To be honest, what TikTok will lose is that it will lose the center of the global travel industry, because the biggest travelers are in the U.S., and the headquarters and a lot of the employees for any global company in the travel industry is in the United States. You take the US out, it'll be damaging to TikTok's growth. It can't really be a global travel marketing platform if it can't be in the US. At the moment, what this ban would look like is, if you look at what happened in India banned it in 2020. And when they banned it, essentially, you would just get hit with the page isn't available image. So that ban will just keep people from going to TikTok. It'll prevent it from people from watching videos, booking anything. It will be a barrier to growth for the TikTok company.